Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry. This is WJCL 22 Morning News. See us now.
They see now, more than ever, that here in America, anything is possible.
Right now on WJCL 22 Morning News at 6, a day our nation has never seen is finally here. A historic ceremony only hours away.
A change of power at the Supreme Court. I'm Amy Liu in Washington with where Ketanji Brown Jackson will be sworn in today as a turbulent court term ends.
New poll results shedding light on what we could see in high-profile Georgia races. Political experts share why a candidate's promising poll numbers are now lagging.
The Stanley Cup was sitting right in front of me, and I said, "Can I look at it? Can I touch it?" And he was like, "Sure."
Stanley Cup lost and found. One of the most prestigious pieces of hardware in the sports world ended up on a stranger's doorstep. We have a lot to get to this morning, but first we're going to take a live look at it. Shelter Cove Community Park on Hilton Head Island. Gorgeous as always out there. We want to thank you so much for starting your day right here on WJCL 22. Good morning. I'm Emma Hamilton.
And I'm Frank Solkowski. That young gentleman right over there, that's Jonathan Myers, our meteorologist. And Jonathan, got some much needed rain yesterday and more in the forecast today.
Yeah, more in the forecast today and actually into the 4th of July weekend too. We're going to see some showers and thunderstorms around. And yesterday, some spots picked up close to 3 inches. If you're under one of those downpours yesterday, it came down heavy at times. And more of it again today. We'll continue seeing that chance for some downpours again this afternoon. Right now, everyone, it is dry with some clouds rolling through. It is muggy. Temperatures low to mid 70s, close to 80 at 9. Most of us today, mid to upper 80s throughout the afternoon. And notice by mid to late morning, showers and storms develop along the coast, and then the showers and storms, there was a good chance for them throughout the afternoon. And like I said earlier, downpour too will be possible. Live radar showing us all dry this morning, but once we get into the about mid-morning, you'll see those showers developing along the coast. And like I said at the top of the show, more rain tomorrow. It will be likely, and then also we'll hold on to that chance for showers and storms for the 4th of July weekend. I'll detail that chance of rain in less than 10 minutes.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the roadways. Highway 80 there at Pine Barren Road in Pooler. Just a few cars on the roadway. No issues to report at 6:02 this Thursday morning.
It has taken 232 years and 115 prior appointments for a Black woman to be selected to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States. But we've made it.
A historic day for our nation. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson becoming the first Black woman sworn into the U.S. Supreme Court.
This also marks the end of one of the most significant Supreme Court terms. Our Amy Liu is in Washington, where that ceremony is taking place.
Well, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson will be sworn in today as the 116th justice. The 51-year-old will become the first Black woman on the high court. Justice Stephen Breyer, who's 83, sent President Biden his resignation letter yesterday to take effect at noon. Now, he and Chief Justice John Roberts will administer the 2 oaths to Jackson during the swearing-in ceremony. Jackson and Breyer have similar judicial philosophies. This won't change, though, the makeup of the 6-3 conservative court. Breyer previously said he'd retire at the end of the term. We expect to see the 5 still undecided cases later today. Those include decisions concerning pollution regulation and the Biden administration's immigration policies. In Washington, I'm Amy Liu.
Of the Uvalde Elementary School mass shooting suspect is out of the hospital. Police say the gunman shot her in the head just before he went to the school and killed 21 people. Authorities say the 66-year-old woman has been in the hospital for nearly a month now. They say the only remaining patient from the shooting is a 10-year-old girl who hospital workers say is in good condition.
Well, the death toll following that gruesome discovery inside a semi-tractor trailer out in Texas is growing. Officials say at least 53 people are now dead and 4 people are behind bars facing charges. Authorities found those migrants inside that truck back on Monday. They say 2 suspects smuggled the migrants across the border, and the 2 others, who are Mexican citizens, are charged with 1 count of possession of a weapon by a person illegally in the U.S.
I never thought that I would be here to see him be held accountable for the atrocious things that he did to children.
Well, this morning, disgraced R&B singer R. Kelly's lawyers say they're planning to appeal his 30-year sentence. A jury convicted Kelly of federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges last year. Kelly is now expected to be taken to Chicago, where he faces a federal trial for child pornography and obstruction charges. Meanwhile, we now know WNBA star Brittany Griner's Russian trial is set to start tomorrow.
Griner has been in jail overseas now for more than 6 months. She was arrested for allegedly having cannabis oil in her luggage when traveling in the country. Her lawyer says a judge decided on Monday Griner must stay in jail as her trial plays out. She'll face 10 years in prison if found guilty. Well, later this morning on Good Morning America, experts are predicting what's ahead in this trial and the efforts to bring Griner back home. Now to Commitment 2022 news as a shakeup in the polls.
Yeah, a new Quinnipiac University poll of registered Georgia voters giving us a closer look at the U.S. Senate race between Senator Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. According to that poll, Democrat incumbent Raphael Warnock has opened up a 10-point lead over his Republican challenger Herschel Walker. Our Greg Coy asked a political expert the factors playing into that lead.
Welcome news for Senator Raphael Warnock's re-election campaign from a poll conducted during the last week of June.
Our poll is saying that Warnock is up by 10 points, and back in December, he was dead even.
Why the change in political polling fortune? Beloy believes the recent weeks of Herschel Walker's negative headlines involving multiple children out of wedlock has taken a toll. According to the Quinnipiac University poll of nearly 1,500 registered voters, Warnock has strong support among independents, blacks, women, and young voters.
Warnock is way ahead on honesty, leadership, and his empathy, caring about Georgians, but especially in honesty.
According to the poll taken during June 23rd through June 27th, Walker's base appears to be older voters, men and whites. The respondents also told the pollsters that gun violence, abortion, and education laws are not their top concern.
Inflation, 41% of Georgians, that's their number one concern.
Which fits into this June 11th through June 16th poll sent to me by the Walker campaign. Their poll shows 67% of voters disapprove of President Biden's handling of the economy. According to the Walker poll of 800 voters, the race is a dead heat.
Not to push it too far with the football analogy, at halftime he's down by a lot of points.
Again, that was our Greg Coy reporting. He also asked the Warnock campaign about the Quinnipiac poll. They directed him to one of the candidates' recent tweets. It reads, "There are going to be polls in all directions over the course of this campaign. The race will be close, which is why we can't take anything for granted." Now, the Quinnipiac poll has also found that Georgia's governor race is in a dead heat, as you can see. 48% of voters supporting both Republican incumbent Brian Kemp and Democratic challenger Stacey Abrams. Well, all new this morning, a wild story about the Stanley Cup. It was accidentally delivered to a random person's house.
My address is one digit off of the actual address for delivery. The Stanley Cup was sitting right in front of me, and I said, "Can I look at it? Can I touch it?" And he was like, "Sure." They were very friendly. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I mean, yeah, those were mild requests. Can I look at it? I mean, it's not like he was filling it with champagne or taking it to the club. There's so much more to this unbelievable story. You can find out more coming up on Good Morning America, starting right after our news at 7 o'clock. Well, the time is now